quirk is that anytime he's inside the house, he takes his shoes off, and then he doesn't take his socks off. He takes them halfway off so his heel is out and his toes are in the sock. And he says he likes the security of the sock, but the feeling of the carpet on his feet. So that's pretty weird. My family gives him a hard time about it, but I'm just used to it at this point. But it's pretty weird.
Yours is the first face that I saw.
Olivia's biggest quirk is her ability to make herself laugh. She'll say these jokes and she'll die laughing, and I kind of laugh along because I don't want her to be the only one laughing. I guess it's a pity laugh, but that's definitely her biggest quirk.
But I realize that I need you, and I wonder.
The first time I saw Olivia, I was taking our friend Laura home after school. I took her home every day, and I think it was Olivia's birthday, and so I was dropping Laura off at her house, and Olivia was going to be there to pick her up. And as I dropped Laura off, I look over, and Olivia's sitting in the driver's side seat of her car, and she had really blue eyes, and I was like, whoa. And the next day, I asked Laura, I said, who is that cute friend that picked you up? She said, oh, that's my friend Olivia, y'all two should meet. And that was it.
The first time I saw Austin, we were at Bongiorno, and I was coming with our friend Cody, and he was coming with our friend Laura, and we were gonna meet up for just so the two of us could meet. And I remember we pulled up, and I saw Austin, who's wearing a navy blue sweater, and I thought, that's a really nice sweater. He looks nice in that sweater. And I remember thinking he was so tall, and so I was like, I hope he doesn't think I'm too short. And I remember he was wearing cowboy boots, so I thought, like, is this guy like a country or what? But it turns out he just didn't have any other good shoes. And I was wearing Cody's jacket because Cody wouldn't take me back to my house to get my jacket, and I was so nervous. I was like, I hope he doesn't notice I'm wearing another guy's jacket. Like, this is so weird. But I don't think he noticed, so it was okay. It was good.
Mine and Olivia's first date started out, I picked her up and we went to the movie tavern on West 7th Street and saw The Great and Powerful Oz, and the movie wasn't that great, but I remember I held her hand there and for the first time.
Austin held my hand, so I was like, yay! And then when he took me home, I played Peter, Paul, and Mary and danced in the car, which is kind of embarrassing, but at least he knew what he was getting.
As I was taking her home, she started playing some really weird hippie music that I had never heard before I met her, and started dancing around in my car, and I was like, oh wow, like this is crazy. And then we go back to her house, and she actually invites me in to come see her parents, and I was expecting her just to, like, I don't know, say goodbye, but she invited me in, and I got to meet her parents, and we all talked, and they showed me some weird YouTube videos, and it was pretty cool.
So I think the moment I knew I loved Austin, we were standing on my porch after band banquet, and I knew I really liked him, and I was getting really nervous because we were about to go off to college, and I was like, I don't know what to do, like if I love this boy, like what am I doing? So we were standing on my porch, and Austin told me he loved me, and I was like, okay, I can say it out loud now. So I did, and I remember I walked inside and ran into a wall because I wasn't paying attention. I was so like, ah! And so I ran into a wall, and then, yeah, that was it.
I knew I loved Olivia whenever we went to prom. She asked me to go to her prom because I wasn't going to mine. I had no interest in going to my own prom. But she asked me to go to hers, and so I was like, okay. And during that night was when I was like, I might love this girl. And it turns out I did. And I told her next week.
Besides, maybe this time it's different.
So Austin took me to the coffee shop where we first met. He told me he wanted to go on like one last date before we both went back to school.
So we get in my car and I say, oh, hold on, I forgot something. And I go back in my house and my mom already has the ring in her hand ready to give it to me.
And I remember being at his house, we were about to leave and he went inside to get his wallet, and I thought, like, what if he's going inside to get a ring and he's gonna propose? And then I was like, no, like, don't get your hopes up, because then you're just gonna be disappointed.
And so I go in, I get the ring from my mom, I put it in my jacket pocket, and we go off and we go to Buongiorno's.
We're going to Buongiorno, and while we were there, like, we're just hanging out, and he said, well, you know, I ordered your engagement ring today. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, like, that's crazy. And I was about to text my friends and tell them, but then I was like, no, I don't want to be on my phone right now, so I won't text them. So, and
to throw her off the trail, I say, hey, by the way, I just ordered your engagement ring today, so it should be coming in any month now. And she's like, oh man, that's so great. And I could tell that she took the bait because she was just so excited.
We went to Sundance Square after, because we always go to Buongiorno and then go to Sundance Square, and we were just sitting at one of the tables, and Austin said, okay, like, let's get someone to take a photo of us. So I'm like, okay, that's awesome, like, I look good today, so cool. So he asked this police officer to take a photo of us, and Austin will say that I dodged his kiss. I had a reason. I thought this nice police officer was taking time out of his day to take our photo. I didn't want to waste his time.
And finally I see a police officer, and I say, and I think, oh, okay, I walk up to him and I leave Olivia at the table. I walk up to him and I say, hey, I'm about to propose to my girlfriend over here. Would you mind videoing this for me? And he says, oh, sure. And so I give him my phone and I go over there to Olivia and I try to give her a kiss and she dodges me. And I'm like, okay, let's pretend that didn't happen.
So I was like, okay, like, the kiss can wait. Let's take this photo. And so I remember he just said, oh my gosh, just look at the camera. And I was like, what? And so he got on his knee and I said, shut up. What are you doing? And he said that he wanted to go on a lot of adventures with me and that he loved me and asked me to marry him. And I was just like, and he goes, well, will you?
She said, yeah.
Just have to wait and see. But I'd rather be working for a paycheck than waiting to win the lottery.
Austin, you are my best friend, and I am so appreciative of how you've walked with me through our whole relationship, even though we've been apart, and it's just, there's been a lot of things that other people could say would take us down, but we just haven't let that happen, and I'm so thankful, and I'm so excited to start life with you and to actually live in the same city for once in our lives for longer than 3 months, thank goodness. But also just to get to live together and do life together and, like, pursue the Lord for the rest of our lives. And I am just so excited for what that entails. And you're great, and I love you a lot.
Olivia, I love you very, very much. And I'm so glad that when I first asked you to be my girlfriend and you said no, that it actually turned into a yes later on. I couldn't imagine living life with anyone else, and I'm so thankful that you were willing to have a long distance relationship with me. I can't express my gratitude enough, and I'm so excited to marry you, and it seems so far away now, but I know when you're watching this it's going to be so much closer, and yeah, I love you a lot.